I'm Sam Reed, one of the co-founders and designers at Hypersloth.
So yeah, we saw it last year, and there's a short write-up interview on the TheGamersHub. So what's happened in the last year, and what's happened to Hypersloth?
So in the last year we've had quite a few ups and downs. We sort of got to a phase where we thought the game was never going to happen because we didn't have funding. So that was quite a dark period. And then luckily Mastertronic, a publisher here in the UK, got in contact with us and we worked out an arrangement, and now they're our publisher, so we've been fully funded. And because of that, it means that we've been able to bring the game to Steam's early access. So now we're on there, currently still working on the game. It's next year.
Okay. Quite a change from last year then?
Yeah, that's true.
You got greenlit, didn't you, as well on Steam?
Yeah, so we're in the first batch of games to get greenlit on Steam last year, and that was another reason we really wanted to come to early access, because people knew about the game, people had already played the game from buying the alpha on our website, so we just wanted to update the game and let fans get their hands on it and give us feedback.
Cool, that sounds good. The feedback you got from last year, has that helped you in any way into people playing from last year? Has that helped you shape the game, or?
The feedback from last year definitely helped us polish the product to then get it to a stage where it was fundable for a publisher. So it definitely did help, but a lot of the feedback from early access has helped us more. So because people are actually able to get it on sort of different hardware and play around with it and do a lot of things we weren't expecting them to do, it's really helped us sort of hone in on the design of the game and fix it up.
Cool. This Hypersloth started out the back of being university students, didn't it? The university project. Is that something you're going to? Is it now a full company? You're keeping it out of Hypersloth for?
Yes. So last year when we were here, we were actually a partnership, and there were 3 of us, and we outsourced sort of things like music and voice acting. So now we've actually hired an artist to join us, who's also a student from our course. So now we're the group of 4, and still sort of going ahead, and we'll probably stay like that until the end of Dream, and then who knows where we'll go.
So you have no future plans past Dream currently?
And not currently. We're going to go back to university and finish our degrees, and then in that year probably prototype art, come up with the next project and take it from there.
That's cool. So yeah, you've been using Oculus Rift quite a lot, and last year, the Oculus wasn't here last year, but you were talking about it. And now you can see people are playing it with the Oculus. How's the feedback come from that?
That's been absolutely great. So obviously the line for the Oculus is a mile long, just because everyone wants to see the cool new tech. Also we've got screens today from it. So last year we only had 1 screen for the Scary Smoke Monster, and within the first few hours of the show we've had a couple. So
that's how you made success.
Yeah, so it definitely shows how people get much more immersed in the experience. Was great to hear, and also just the reaction to the Oculus in general, sort of away from Dream, how people are actually really enjoying it, and that technology is hopefully going to be mainstream and keep growing.
So do you think it's like almost in a way the future of PC gaming with the Oculus, or?
Yeah, I think so. I don't know whether it will just be PC. Sony have got their stuff coming out, and then it really does depend on if it goes mainstream. I think there will always be a market on it for PC and for console in the future. But it just really depends on whether it grabs a large audience. I think things like the Hydra controls or Razer put out, and the Omni treadmill, stuff like that, what supports the Rift, I think is going to help in that. When those products are mainstream, I don't know if they will be, but we're definitely supporting the Hydras and the Omni treadmill. So it's something, VR is something we're quite passionate about, putting people in our games so they can explore the world.
So did you build Dream with the Oculus in mind from the get-go, or was it almost like you started on it and then you heard about it, but well, maybe let's integrate this?
It was something that we didn't start with the get-go, because we had developed the idea and prototypes around a year earlier, but then when we came into started full development, the Oculus was announced, and we definitely wanted to get that involved in our game. So there have been a lot of design decisions what have gone aimed towards the Oculus. But then obviously for our game, we can't base it all around the Oculus because 99% of the audience is going to be. So we've definitely tried to make it something that enhances the experience.
Do you think, as you were saying, it's all about putting the people, the player, in the game itself? Is that partly to do with the idea behind Dream of it being say, Dreamscape?
Yeah, that's a big part of it. There's the other, obviously, the fact that as you're exploring the world, you're looking around, and that feels obviously a lot more natural when you move your head instead of moving a mouse. So that was probably one of the biggest parts of it. We also want you to feel like you're part of Hal as the main character. So I always think there's two trains of thought with exploration games. Either the player plays themselves, which explores the world, and there's no character there for them to get involved with. Or obviously, if you're trying to tell a story, you need that main character to have a story arc. So obviously, we've got the storytelling side of it. So we would like people to empathise with Hal, and I think that in the Rift, that's easier because they feel they are.
Are you still kept with? I'm assuming you haven't changed the game in terms of how it plays too much from last year. So you still kept the big open environments, but then sort of honed down into more tighter puzzles.
Yeah. So there's each act. There are 3 acts in the game. Each act is a large area. So we're showing here again the desert. It's a large open area. And then shooting off from there side dreams, what are also here today and in the early access. But the other acts will have these large areas. They may be more closed off. So, for example, they may be in an interior building or maybe on different planets. So a lot of that stuff. We haven't really talked about anything yet, but they are big worlds. And then shooting off again these smaller, like segregated, surreal side rooms where there'll be a lot more puzzles or more elements coming into it. Where it's a lot more obvious sort of gameplay for the hardcore games.
Cool. And finally, to wrap it up, you mentioned the idea behind Dream was that Hal was sort of feeling quite aimless. He had finished university, he was unsure of what he was doing. Obviously, that at the time almost echoed you guys in this sort of way, and now you obviously have much more of a focus on what you're doing. Has that kind of come into the game? Do you feel like that's tweaked the storyline a little bit?
I don't know. It's. I think it more came from when we were at college. That's how we felt at college. And then when we got to university, we sort of got on that path of making games. And then we knew what we wanted to do. But there were so many people around us who didn't know what they wanted to do. So there's more sort of telling the story, I suppose, when we're at college and with people at university. I don't think it's really a story that's been told or explored that much. Sort of this quarter life crisis. So when you come out of somewhere like university, you just don't know what to do. And the world seems so big and you have so many ideas, but then it's actually grabbing onto one and going with it. So yeah, so the story hasn't changed really that much, but we're sort of still happy with the direction it's going.
Cool. Actually, I just thought of it as well. Since going with Mediatonic, how's that working in a business sense? So do you still have almost complete free reign to do what you like, or are they helping with the assisting on the side? Or
so when it comes to the business part and the funding, they've really helped us, but they also listen to us and we make a lot of decisions. What's great for us is our first time development. There are obviously horror stories and publishers taking over and making you jump through hurdles that you just can't do. And Master trying to do the total opposite from that. They obviously want us to tell the truth because since they were to say we could make some crazy goal and it didn't happen, everyone's hurt for that. So it's just a really honest relationship and it helps.
Cool.